Hello everybody and welcome back. I'm back tonight with another video for a late night update for all you East Coasters and West Coasters. I'm back with some subjects from today because we have a juicy one that surfaced, and that is more checks. Tomorrow, President Biden will announce part one of the infrastructure bill in Pittsburgh, and the White House released some chum in the water here for all of us to chew on as a bit of a preview. Let's get you all caught up on stimulus. Hello everybody and welcome back. Yes, I'm going to dive straight into this update because there's a lot of details here to cover and we have some big juicy information on some more checks. Now, tomorrow President Biden will speak live from Pittsburgh. I believe they haven't really officially announced the time, but I believe it will be at 4:20. C-SPAN reserved a spot at 16:20 tomorrow, so I'm guessing 4:20 Eastern Standard Time from Pittsburgh. Love Pittsburgh. I used to live out there. In fact, I had my finger on 33% of the world's titanium from a factory out there in Pittsburgh. Fantastic place to live. Fantastic place to just be in. Oh, it was so awesome. I loved it there. I missed it. Missed Pittsburgh. Shout out to all you guys. Okay, I'm going to cover some of this teaser information that Biden has released here because, yes, there's going to be a lot of spending. Part one will have $2.2 trillion. And I'm just going to break it out here for you, okay? And then we're going to get into that juicy topic around more checks, all right? $650 billion will be spent on infrastructure, $400 billion on elderly and disabled spending, $300 billion towards the manufacturing of electric vehicles, $300 billion in green efficiency or possibly low-income housing, $400 billion on energy credits. Massive. That is massive amount of money, okay? This is going to be a plan to move us to carbon-free emission vehicles by 2035. You see companies ramping up quite a bit because it seems like we're heading towards the manufacturing of environmentally friendly vehicles. These are battery-operated vehicles, right? EV stations for everybody. You get an EV station, and you get an EV station, and I mean that's pretty much where they're heading, right? Where they're going to put EV stations right in your own home and offer you a $10,000 credit to get that done. I mean, that's pretty fantastic. So tons and tons and tons of credit out here to improve the efficiencies so that there's less carbon emissions on the environment. So tons and tons of tax credits. So this is just a bit of a preview. Remember to tune in with me tomorrow as we cover this live and see what the overall unveiling is going to have here. So will it include reoccurring checks? That's a big question that everybody's asking. Will it include extension of unemployment? I'm getting that question a lot too. And let's shift over to what we had surfaced today as a letter was sent to President Biden and Kamala Harris. So I'm getting this question over and over again on my channel here, and it is, can the infrastructure bill also include stimulus checks? This is in the form of direct payments, unemployment insurance, etc., right? Recurring payments. And the answer is yes, most certainly it can. And today a letter surfaced that was addressed to President Biden and Kamala Harris, and 60 legislators are standing behind it. I mean, this is actually a pretty large number, considering that when this surfaced before, it had much less support. But it's approaching it in two different ways, and they are demanding a fourth stimulus check. And it's not just a fourth stimulus check, but this is the recurring checks. This is that, remember if we had that talk a few months back, $2,000 a month for everybody, all families, right, etc., and it just kept recurring and recurring and recurring and recurring. So this is surfacing again. It's being backed by 11 senators, Bernie Sanders, Elizabeth Warren included, and it's being led by Republican Ilhan Omar. And Omar is including data to support her push for recurring stimulus payments. And this is also coupled with a further extension of unemployment insurance because these two things are tied very closely for this current economic condition. She's basically saying like these two things work hand in hand. They are both needed and a necessary item. And so she is insisting, along with 60 other legislators, that this must be included in the Build Back Better plan, this long-term economic plan that President Biden plans to roll out here with his infrastructure bill. All right, so this could be a very exciting few weeks as we start to unveil whether or not this is even possible. So is this clickbait? We're going to cover this here in detail in just a moment because so this would include automatic recurring payments and unemployment insurance that would automatically extend itself based on automatic stabilizers. Basically, depending on where we are in the current economic condition, what the unemployment numbers look like, etc., would determine whether or not we continue to extend versus having to wait for some new bill or act of Congress to get it done. Let's get into the details. If you haven't already done so, you can support the channel by tapping the old like button. Every time you touch the like button, YouTube recommends this video to more and more people. It really helps me out here on the channel. You can also share me on your Facebook or your Twitter. And if you swing by the description right now, you can check out Webull and get yourself 2 free stocks valued up to $1,850. I use Webull every day, and I click 2 buttons, and check this out. I get all these free stocks. There's about $2,000 worth of free stocks there just from this past month. And if I don't like those stocks, like I said, I clicked 2 buttons, 2 little buttons to recommend my friends. I got all these free stocks, and if I don't like them, I just trade them in and buy whatever I want. It's pretty awesome. So the question is this clickbait? I mean, I don't know. She has a rather compelling argument behind this. So is it clickbait? You could be the judge of this for yourself. Now, I say is it clickbait because think about it. When has congressmen and women ever been so popular? Well, it's typically when they're making it rain, right? Making it rain money with reoccurring checks for all the people. And so just over the last year during pandemic, the popularity of the congressmen and women have gone up, okay? And so when I say clickbait, it's almost like they throw out these tidbits of information that they know themselves they may never be able to pass, but it keeps their ratings up, keeps their popularity up, and it keeps you coming back to talk about things like infrastructure bills and be supportive behind it because you may think like, boy, that infrastructure bill could include recurring checks, right? So let's talk about her points here. So she makes a very compelling argument here because she points out that unemployment and direct payments act together. And when I say act together, I mean there are people out there who do not qualify for unemployment insurance because they've either been reduced in the workforce or they're being reduced on reasons of their own because they have to take care of like temporary family members, children, elderly, etc. And so they don't actually qualify for unemployment. So the reoccurring check or the direct payment really goes hand in hand with unemployment insurance to boost the economy. Urban studies show that these 2 payments together could lift 12 million out of poverty and 6.3 million above the poverty line. And this is the most effective form of really having the spending data go in the right direction, having it go up. Now, what will trigger the recurring payments and the reduction of recurring payments? So instead of us having to wait for another stimulus bill to come out to have this big to-do, vote on it, whether or not we're going to receive recurring payments, they want to put automatic stabilizers in. So it's based on the financial system itself, where we are in terms of unemployment and where the economy is. And that triggers automatic payments. And once we reach a certain stable zone, you would remove those automatic payments naturally, right? So this would be on unemployment, and this would also be on recurring payments. So the letter went further to say that 60% of Americans say that the $600 and $1,400 will last them less than 3 months. 65% of Americans support the recurring cash payout through the official duration of the overall pandemic. And I mean, she closes by saying, now is the time for boldness, quoting Biden himself. So, I mean, this could either be clickbait or it could really be inside of it. I mean, there are 9 opportunities over the next 2 years to really slam a bill through by the Democrats. I mean, they're ramping up to have some really big packages available because they only need that 51 votes. And then, you got the Republicans on the other side trying to convert Joe Manchin over to being a Republican just to steal that 1 vote away from them. Okay, so, I mean, this could go either way. Really, if we want to see any of this happen, it most likely will need the support of Biden to really get this done. He has to rally both sides in the bipartisan fashion. And if he's not behind this, chances are it's not likely that this bill will carry any weight for recurring payments and the extension of unemployment. Remember, I'm always looking for new partners and investors in my B&Bs and short-term rentals. You can find me on Instagram if you'd like to talk more about this. And leaving a comment will enroll you into my next giveaway, because if you are a subscriber and you leave a comment, when I hit 20,000 subscribers, I'm picking a random comment to send $500 to some lucky viewer. So take some of the stimulus money and get out there and change your future, okay? Potentially start a business, right? Go out there and invest in platforms like Webull, BlockFi. You can find them all in the description. If you need further assistance outside of my free content found here on YouTube, you could schedule me pinned in the top comment for a one-on-one consultation. That's going to do it for today, folks. I thank you all again, and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye for now.